How about another round of applause for Soul Ladies? I feel like we've almost come full circle here. We've we started with many of you, and we're ending with you. And there's something quite poetic about that. Ziwasiso, can you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your music and your vision, as it were?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. All right, my name is Zibusiso Makatini. Okay, with the guys we go as Soul Language. So, by the way, the name of the tune is called A Rainbow with the Color Black. Basically, we call ourselves Soul Language because we basically concentrate on speaking to people's souls. So our message in the music and everything we do is basically focused on the soul. And as an artist, that's the main objective. Wherever we go, our music is from experience. And yeah, basically, that's what it is.
Thank you. Before I start asking you about the music, I'm obligated to give a brief synopsis of what it is that you were writing in response to. Although I dare say probably most of our audience has had a peek by now. But it is the story, Warning Sign, the first in a collection by Nick Mhlongo. And in this story, there is a white farmer, a Mr. Adams, who sleeps with a gun under his bed and with his sons also ready at the drop of a hat to get their rifles and take their positions, something that they've obviously practiced. And at the same time, there is a committee that is redistributing the land of South Africa. So there's a lot of things going on. There is the fact that he has a preference for Shona workers, for Zimbabwean workers, and then there are the freedom fighters of Azania who have taken over some farms before and are now targeting Mr. Adams' farm. And there is a conflict between these two, and it ends up with their crocodiles getting fat. So it's a tragic comic story in a way. And the title of your song is?
A Rainbow with the Color Black.
A Rainbow with the Color Black. So I think that's a very obvious reference to the story. Can you help us understand that, please?
So while I was reading, Mr. Adam, okay, the chief says to Mr. Adam, we need to get our land back, and they go on about that. And then he mentions that the rainbow, well, he says Mandela created the Rainbow Nation. Then in response to the chief, Mr. Adams says, but the rainbow doesn't have, he says, well, I'll quote, he says, fuck that shit, the rainbow doesn't have the color black. And yeah, it's all colors, the color spectrum comes from black. All colors come from black. I mean, when a woman is pregnant, the baby is created in the triple darkness of the womb. So all color spectrum come from black, and that's where I got like the title from.
Okay. So you don't take sides necessarily with either of the chief protagonists, the white farmer who's protecting, quote unquote, his land, and the black committee which is taking back, quote unquote, their land. Because your correction is of the black character. Is that of any consequence, of any meaning to you?
Well, okay. Firstly, maybe referencing this Mandela story, he was fighting for the Rainbow Nation, right? And his objective being equality, all of that kind of stuff. So when I was reading the passage, it occurred to me that well, the obvious thing is that we need to be equal. Mr. Adam mentioned something like, can I just recall? Okay, hold up.
He paid his taxes.
Yeah, he
bought
paid
the
his
land.
taxes, and that they can't just take his land.
Yeah.
Everything you have to pay for everything.
Mhm.
Yet those actions were contrary to what he did. Perhaps according to what I read, I know that they didn't pay for anything. That was taken by force, and yet what he's saying is really contrary to the actions, to his actions. So I'm like basically sticking to truth and to what I'm saying, let's stick to truth and what we say and live up to it, because he was just speaking on what he thinks or what everyone says, you know. So it's not necessarily taking any side of the story, but just saying let it be what it is, let it be truth. If we equal, let it be equal, everything. That's why I added that color black to the rainbow. I'm not
Okay.
sure if I'm responding accurately to.
No, your response is always accurate. It's your response. Yeah. Can you talk to us about? Well, I want to mention humor, but I don't know if humor was a part of your consideration or not. But you can just think about that. What I want to ask you directly is about the musical process of coming up with the composition. Can you talk about that?
I'll try. Well, a rainbow with the color black. So, in composing that, I took it as we all represent some sort of color, you know. So when we play, my approach, the thought process to writing the music was that we try and illustrate or paint that imaginary rainbow with the colors, with the color black. I think, yeah.
Okay. I noticed that a large part of the melodic weight was carried by the bass, which is an unusual choice. And, you know, it worked beautifully. Was that a conscious decision or just a serendipitous goodie?
I'm not sure. I think it's the kind of space that I find myself in lately. You know, melodies will just come from the kind of the bass I'll write melodies for the bass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and I guess since we're in Africa and, you know, everything's about groove, drums, and the Western side of things, the melody is always, you know, it'll be taken by violins, that kind of stuff. Since we're this side, we want everything to be like rooted to the ground. And for a change, we'll write something for the bass.
Okay. We were talking to Zoe the Seed, and she mentioned also the need to Africanize the music, and she pointed to the 6/8 as being representative of Africa. And I noticed you also chose 6/8.
Yeah.
Is that a deliberate choice, or it's quite common in South Africa, actually?
Yeah, I think it's like almost a natural pulse to most music, it's yeah, as this guy's saying, it's Africa. It's an African like almost natural feel, you know. Yeah, to things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know if any of the other band members might like to contribute anything. I know you were not slotted to do so, but I don't want you to feel that you were prohibited from speaking. Is it on?
Oh, by the way, my name is Bethel, and I play the guitar as you saw me right now. Yeah. In adding to what Zibusiso just spoke about right now, I'd like to talk about the drum feature, the drum solo towards the end. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that. Yeah, that is the part whereby, if you read through the story, there's a part whereby the people are chanting. not really chanting, but they're singing towards Mr. Adams' house to destroy him. I don't know what was the purpose of going there, but yeah, I guess so. So the drums was actually representing that vibe, the chanting thing. Yeah, and at some point, I'm not sure, you had like some lot of melodies going on, people were just playing some random stuff. Yeah, that shows the people were screaming during the gunshot and stuff. Yeah, and then in talking on behalf of the bass, I'll say the reason why we had the bass melody being the driving force of the music is that at some point, like, there's a place in the story whereby the crocodiles were getting fed. Yeah, so I guess the crocodiles were eating the people during the night because Mr. Adams couldn't pay the guys very well. And he had a lot of money, of which he was getting a lot of money from the farm itself. And the people had to have some as well. But then he couldn't pay very well because, like, I don't know why, but yeah. So the bass was actually trying to tell us that the story is like upside down. Yeah. But anyway, never mind. It's cool. Sure.
Oh, that's interesting. I noticed during the drum solo that everybody else was playing in six, but you were not. You were playing cross rhythms, even though you all ended at the same time. But you very deliberately did not play six, and I wondered about that. What's wrong with this mic, man?
Hi everyone, my name is Riley, I play the drums. Okay, the reason for not sticking to six and emphasizing all cross rhythms was because nothing is normal in life. Like everything, there has to be ups and downs. You're not going to get to your destination. It's not going to be a smooth ride. So the purpose of the cross rhythms was basically like an obstacle course, basically. Just to give people that, I don't know, I just felt like doing it.
Okay. It made it very interesting, the tensions in it. Okay. I think you guys succeeded, very admirably with this. Deliso said to me before, you must be in heaven, music and reading, your two favorite things. And it's true, it's true. I'm wondering, has this experience shaped you in any way? I shared with you that my first band was started at a poetry series. And for me, the arts kind of meld together. But I wonder, has this experience done anything for you in terms of how you think about literature or how you think about music or anything else?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dalisu Dlazi. I'm the bass player for Soul Language. In that, Salim, being with you as our educator, mentor, and everything, I've learned a lot from you. So, and me, being a musician, I saw in you that I should be a reader as well. Because in the music, I can sense that you have so much to offer because of your reading. So my music now, I want to start on like reading, then attempt to write and see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else that any of you would like to add at this time?
I just think we'd love to thank the Time of the Writer for this opportunity. We would love to do more of this. Yeah, maybe write more tunes in relation to the literature. So, yeah, we would love to get another opportunity to play here and give you more of our soul music. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.